Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? I hope you're fine. It's Sunday, and I've been very busy all morning just working on my lawsuit against the British government and monarchy, the British government and the British monarchy, maybe one more than the other, and jointly and severally. And I just thought I'd take a break because, it's not my most funnest work. I like to just be happy, and this forces me to be more serious than I like to be, and so yeah, I just thought I'd take a little break. So I'm writing to the Parliament of the British state, and I'm going to send this today to some of the MPs in the Parliament. And of course they're going to not take me seriously. Of course they're not. I mean, who takes me seriously after all? Nobody takes me seriously. And but I have to do what I have to do, and I feel like whatever happens. I feel that this is my purpose. This is something that I must do, and I think I'm right about it. I think I'm absolutely 100% right. But I know that being right and achieving justice or getting justice or winning justice in a court of law or in any other form is not necessarily guaranteed. You know what I mean? I think that you can be right and still be put in the wrong. And so I do this because I feel like I have to, but it's not that I don't understand the odds, of prevailing in this situation where I'm just so small and insignificant and just no resources, nothing at all, going up against the most powerful government in the world, the most powerful empire, and doing it from my dining room table. It's just insane. It is insane. But yeah, sometimes you just have to do the insane, and whatever happens, happens. I just really feel that this is the right thing to do. So I'm going to send this to a few of the parliamentarians today, and I just wanted to read it to you. It's quite similar to the one I sent to the foreign affairs minister, Mr. James Cleverly. So I'm going to read this one to you. Try not to laugh because it's quite serious. So, January 15, 2023, Dear Minister of Parliament. I'm sure it's riddled with typos, I'm sure. But anyway, my name is Marion T.D. Lewis. I'm a citizen of Antigua and Barbuda in the British Commonwealth in the Caribbean. I'm writing to inform you that I have begun a lawsuit against your government in the state of New York. Because you are one of the current representatives and agents of the British government, I wanted to send you a copy of my complaint and summons so that you will be privy to this suit and so that you will have notice of my grievances. The suit is filed in the Federal District Court of the Southern District of New York, case number 22-10792. I am seeking $3 billion USD for damages. I have asked the court to have your government pay this sum into a court-approved fund that will finance DNA tests for myself and 10 million others in the British Commonwealth and diaspora who do not know their ethnic origins as a consequence of the unlawful conduct of the British government and monarchy and their agents and representatives. Naturally, you know the history perhaps even better than I do. And you know that through their previous agents and representatives, your predecessors in kind, the British government and monarchy, legally fictitious continuum entities that depend on their agents and representatives to act on their behalf, participated in and sponsored the unlawful and arbitrary imprisonment of our forebears on slave breeding colonies in the Caribbean for over 300 years. And you also know that in the interim, our forebears were dispossessed of information about their identities and origins without due process, even though they had done nothing wrong. You also know that all of this happened despite the existence of established laws, including the Magna Carta, which clearly forbade these types of arbitrary infringement on individuals' rights without substantive and procedural due process safeguards. Your government and monarchy conspired with private citizens against the rights of our forebears and have caused me and millions of others to suffer direct adverse effects to this day. I believe this conspiracy against the rights of our forebears, and by extension against us, is unlawful under both national and international laws. I also think that this failure of the British state and monarchy to take responsibility for these internationally wrongful acts, whether done directly or through their agents and representatives, and assist the injured and aggrieved with re-establishing our lost identities after 400 years, does not conform with your obligations under various international statutes and conventions which your government has signed, ratified, and entered into your own national jurisprudence. Indeed, I believe that your predecessors were obliged to prevent these events and to restitute the injured. Given that they failed to do so, as do new agents and representatives who have knowledge of this breach, you are likewise obliged to restitute the injured on behalf of your principals. Your failure to restitute after all this time is prima facie racial discrimination, which is both unlawful and immoral from my point of view. Recall that, quote, the breach of an international obligation requiring a state to prevent a given event occurs when the event occurs and extends over the entire period during which the event continues and remains not in conformity with that obligation, end quote. I therefore intend to vindicate my rights and that of others similarly situated in a court of competent jurisdiction pursuant to the Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act in the state of New York. Let this summons, as well as the attached notice of suit, amended complaint, and text of the Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act, serve as official notice of these proceedings. Respectfully yours.